This is my entirely custom Walsh Nicow. I used to have a guitar kind of like this. I had a Guild Starfire 2 when I was a young man. This was my favorite thing in the world until an evil, unbeknownst to mankind entered my life. It's a beautiful guitar built in 1967. Everybody that I played the guitar in front of was like, dude, your guitar tone is crazy. Why does it sound so good? It had a Seymour Duncan Hot Rails pickup in the bridge, which is a really fucking weird pickup to put in a guitar that's routed for humbuckers. This makes no sense. I took it to get a setup. The luthier was like, dude, you gotta change out that fucking Hot Rails. The original Guild pickups are so famous, so sought after, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, yeah, go for it, dude. This demonic luthier did unspeakable things to my guitar. When he switched it back to its original pickups, it was fully neutered, shooting blanks. The magic was gone. And so was my Hot Rails bridge pickup, because he fucking threw it away as if it was his. When I called to try and get it back, he's like, thing's fucking trash. I just tossed it. I don't know who the fuck would do that. It doesn't belong to him. That was 10 years ago. In the spirit of keeping that Guild Starfire alive, I want to present you with my redemption arc. Today I'm gonna show you the ins and outs of this thing. I have a lot of products from a lot of great companies in this guitar, including Graphtech, Stellar Tone, Mojo pickups. The family's all here. Let's run through it. The Nicow, I think, is a very cool body style. It is sort of like an ES335. That's Gibson's famous double cutaway, but Walsh's stuff is always a little more imaginative, and this one doesn't disappoint because it's offset. We got a single F-hole, although you can have him do a double F-hole if you want. At the time of ordering this, I had this fantasy that I was gonna get back into playing jazz guitar, which I went to school for. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna show up at jazz gigs with a guitar that people won't laugh at me for. For woods, I went relatively tradish on this. Mahogany body, can't go wrong. That is what most Gibson guitars are made out of. Can be heavy, especially on a big body guitar, but because it is hollowed out, it's really not that heavy. Definitely comfortable, not too much heft. Per Drew Walsh's suggestion, we went with a spruce top, a kind of top that you would use on an acoustic guitar. So it's really resonant. You can hear this. I'm gonna play this without any amp simulation. That's loud. I really love the combination of a mahogany body with a spruce top on a semi-hollow guitar. Some of that tech I was talking about earlier, this is old school hippie tech. But that's something that for semi-hollow guitars that I'm building in the future, I will definitely reuse. For the neck, I went with a roasted bird's eye maple neck and fretboard. The bird's eye just lets people know that you're rich and have expensive taste, but roasted maple is my favorite feeling neck in the whole world. Even if I went with a different fretboard, just the back of a roasted maple neck, nothing feels better. Drew Walsh uses Odie's oil on his neck. This is the best feeling oil you can put on a guitar neck. It forms a molecular bond. The angel of Billy Mays is looking down upon us. So I love bird's eye maple. You don't have to finish a roasted maple neck, and I think it looks real good. So this is the tech that I was most excited to try out for this guitar. These are the Mojo dual foil pickups. So you've probably seen or read about gold foil pickups recently. These were very popular in vintage guitars, de-Armand guitars, Tusq guitars. Traditionally, single coil pickups. They sound really cool, nice vintagey tone. The cool thing about these Mojo pickups is it's just two gold foil pickups together to create a humbucker. And normally, their regular size dual gold foils are fucking humongous. And I was telling Drew like, hey man, I want the full size ones. And he was like, do the ones that come in wide range humbucker size, because if you don't like them, you can change them out, and also we can put a third pickup in there. And he was totally right. Of course, they sound exactly the same as the giant ones, and we could fit this third pickup in there, which is great. But listen how fucking good these sound. So vintage looking pickups, and I guess vintage sounding, but they really can cover a shitload of ground. They split really nicely too. Here's a regular bridge humbucker. Split. Yeah, it sounds like a fucking single coil, dude. It's really nice. And then we've got this Hershey bar pickup in the middle. Which I don't use live that often, but I definitely could see myself using for recording. These pickups plus this body and neck combination, huge fucking winner. I'm excited about that. So far, that experiment has been a big plus. I will definitely use those again in upcoming builds. We got the Freeway Blade 10-way switch. So a normal 3 pickup guitar has a 5-way switch like your Strat, which is bridge, bridge and middle, bridge and neck, neck and middle, neck. Now I have all that shit plus these humbuckers split into single coils and the rare and ever elusive middle pickup by itself. Middle pickup by itself is totally usable. It's fucking hard to get. It's like a difficult thing to achieve on a guitar. We think it's simple, but doing 3 pickups and getting each one by themselves is a real pain in the ass. So that's why I love this Freeway switch. That's a fucking winner for sure. I have this Varitone styler. A Varitone switch, for those of you that don't know, is something that has existed in old Gibsons. And basically it's a notch filter. So this is set into Varitone mode, and then it's gonna switch into tone styler mode. So here's Varitone. So you can hear it changing. You can hear all that EQ stuff that it's doing, and we also have that option through every pickup combination. Now when I pull this, it becomes a regular tone styler, which is like a Varitone, but it's basically notched full EQs. Hardware, very important. I've been using similar stuff on my guitars for over 10 years. Graphtech, Graphtech, Graphtech. Feel like I'm dating George Glass. We got the Graphtech string saver saddles, Teflon impregnated. I don't snap strings with these things. Makes my life less stressful. This is the Graphtech Tune-O-Matic. Graphtech Tusq XL Nut. Keeps the guitar in tune a lot better. These are locking Hipshot tuners. I really like locking tuners. Daddario Straplocks, I like those, I think they're great. Nothing crazy there, like I said, I use those on all my guitars because those are the ones that I like best and they work. So sticking with the classics. So I love a good V-neck. It's such an underrated neck shape. You have the medium C, that's your standard Fender Strat. A lot of guitars are D-shaped necks. Rarely do we have a production guitar with a V-shaped neck, but for me that just fits so perfectly into my hand. The V right here, I'll take it. We got these tortoiseshell handmade Tort knobs from Knobhead PDX. These are beautiful. Imported Italian tortoiseshell. Imported and more importantly, expensive. Double binding. I'll take the front and the back, and I'll take the neck. I'll take the headstock. Fuck it. And think about this. Do you notice anything about this guitar? That's right. There are no inlays. He suggested that, and I was like, dude, okay. Many people have asked me, like, how do you see what you're playing? You know, I have to tell them that you actually don't see yourself playing the guitar like this. When you're on stage, you do see the guitar like this, unless you're built like a giraffe. Drew did such a good job conceptualizing this, because when we talked about this guitar, I told him that I wanted this guitar to look like the scene in every Vietnam movie where the nerdy guy with tortoiseshell glasses is getting his head shaved to go to basic training. You know, and they're playing like Spirit in the Sky or like Credence or something. And I feel like it totally looks like that. He absolutely got it. I don't need to take this thing to the Swan. She's already beautiful, but I would change a few things here and there. I love the tone styler, but I do not love this Varitone. Those tones, not super usable. I'm just like not gonna be using that shit very much. And the Varitone styler comes with a preamp that's about this big, and it's kind of fucking heavy, dude. You can sort of feel the weight right here. Other than that, I love the guitar. I've got no changes. Does this match up with my Guild Starfire 2 from 1967? I would say yes and then some. It really is a lot more like a Guild Starfire 4, which I always wanted, but at the time I could not afford. It's just a nicer guitar. It's semi-hollow, it's a double cutaway. This is a lot more like that, and I like it better. You can do a lot more with it. Drew, as always, knocks it out of the park, and I love this thing. I'm gonna link every company that we talk about in the description. These are products that I use on almost all my guitars. I love all this stuff. I stand by all of it. I think it's rad. If you're interested in learning more about gear, I did a tech breakdown on another custom guitar that I had built by a company called Paragram. That is on my Patreon, so check that out, along with unfettered internet access to me at all times. Please let me know if you have any of this stuff in any of your guitars, or if you're considering buying them and you have any questions, hit me up. I got nothing else to do. I'm just living on the web. Thank you.